What's up guys, it's Bye here with another Rise of Kingdoms videos. The second video for today. So I am not a big fan of one versus one testing, but since I am here, so I am with Tintin, and we just did some rally testing just now, and since we have some time, so I figure might as well try to do a couple of one versus one testing to see how Lubu can perform in some certain pairing. So let's go right into it here.
汝比颜良文丑若何？休且真下，某去便来。休且真下，某去便来。
Here we have Guan and Alex. Let's get in Alex and here. I'm pretty close. Oh shit, I'm losing. Guan and Alex is losing to Alex and who? No way. No way. With no equipment. No equipment there. Damn. Damn, oh damn. But Guan Yu does more AoE skill, but Bubu also do AoE damage and debuff. Oh, look like I was able to make a comeback here. Guan Yu and Alex. Damn, Alex and Lubu is good. Not too bad there. I would say not too bad there for Alex and Luke. Not too bad there. Pretty good. Pretty good. For bundle command. Okay, next test, got use hand Takeda versus Saladin and Lubu. Here we have Mage Can Takeda versus Saladin and Lubu. But Genghis Khan Takeda is winning. But Genghis Khan Takeda is winning highly. And consider Lubu is an AoE skill damage commander with AoE stuff. Even though like Lubu, let's see here. Saladin and Lubu is doing pretty well. Saladin and Lubu is well here. Interesting. Doing better than Genghis Khan Takeda. Lubu is an AoE skill damage. Surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. Surprisingly well. Surprisingly well here. One of the pairing I think that Lubu can be very good with is Saladin. So Saladin Lubu. Saladin can make up for that lack of beat. And seems like they are beating Genghis Khan and Takeda. Like they are beating Genghis Khan here. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. I am winning by a very small margin, I would say. Very small margin. We'll see who warriors here. Interesting. Interesting. Saladin. Not too bad. Wait and see the battle report. Though Saladin and Luke here, like we are not situation of AoE skill damage. Slightly losing to Genghis Khan Takeda, but in mass PvP I think Saladin and Lubu will do much better because AoE skill damage. AoE debuff. Damn. Here at the end, 12,000 to 14,000. Even though Lubu is losing, but it is a 1v1 situation in mass PvP. Interesting. Okay, so those are the kind of like the two pairings for Lubu that I kind of want to test. So Alex Lubu and Saladin and Lubu. Like I do not have the resource and the speed up to like do a lot of testing. So we are going into our KvK season 3. Live as a darkness, like we need our resources for KvK and not just to use the resources just for do a whole bunch of testing. And it's very expensive. It is very expensive to do some of the testing using T5 troops. So those are the two, like just from doing those two tests, I kind of get an idea like how good Lubu is, and like to be honest, like I would say he is very good. Not like super extremely good, but definitely an upgrade comparing to Flat or Barker, I would say. Like the results from two of the 1v1 is surprisingly good. As I mentioned before, for like Genghis Khan Takeda versus Saladin and Lubu, even though like Genghis Khan Takeda's win by 1,500 troop here, but Saladin and I mean, Genghis Khan and Takeda, they are a single target, so they can only dealing to like one single target only. On the other hand, Saladin with Lubu can deal AoE, AoE skill damage and AoE debuff, and he got shy very well doing mass PvP because of his AoE can hit up to 3 targets, 1000 damage up to 3 targets, and 50% defense up to 3 target as well. And be very good with like swarming down when you using a 4 or 5 marches, swarming down a single target. Very good, I would say. Like even though, as I said, even though they lost in the 1v1 battle, but in my eye, they are the winner when it comes to a mass PvP. If you gave me an option to either bring Genghis Khan Takeda to mass PvP or Saladin and Lubu to mass PvP, I would definitely pick Saladin and Lubu. So don't judge the commander. I would say don't judge the commander pairing just because they lost in a 1v1. That is another reason why I don't do 1v1 testing a lot. I like to experience those commanders in the field to see how well they do. For the other one, we have Guan Yu and Alex versus Alex and Lubu here. So it is about 2,000, 3,000 more severe wounded. Don't get me wrong, like Guan Yu and Alex are the 2 best infantry commander right now for infantry. Like Guan Yu, very high offense skill, also have a silent as well. Alex, very high skill here, but because both we have Alex in both of the pairings, so it's just pretty much comparison between Guan Yu and Lubu here. And like for it expected, I would say it expected for Guan Yu and Alex to be able to defeat Alex and Lubu here. But like from the test I've done, it was pretty close at the beginning. At some point, I think like Alex and Lubu might win as well. And like definitely, like I would say, another thing you need to keep in mind is that Lubu is like an universal commando, so he can use very well with any troop type. Comparing to Guan Yu is an infantry commander, so he's specialized for infantry. So like even though like Alex Lubu lost to Guan Yu and Alex here, I would say don't think of it as like uh, don't think of it as Lubu is not good. Even though like Alex and Lubu lost to a 1v1 against Guan Yu and Alex here, as I said before, Guan Yu is specialized in infantry, so it makes sense for him to win. But I would say Lubu can still be used. I think Lubu would be very good. I would say Lubu is definitely better than Sun Tzu. I think Alex and Sun Tzu wouldn't be able to do it well. So yeah, like, and like Lubu do AoE skill damage and AoE debuff, which is very nice and very high attack power as well. Like I would say a very good addition to any troop type. For archer, you can definitely use Lubu with Artemisias, or can even use him with Prince Edward if you don't have Tomris available. Could be very good. For carry, one of the marches that I recommend you guys to use is Saladin and Lubu. I think Saladin and Lubu is gonna be a very good pair. And for infantry, you can either use Alex and Lubu. You could also use Richter Lubu or Charmatel and Lubu, I would say. But definitely use Lubu as second commander. Let me check its talent tree again here just to make sure that so we have leadership, conquering, and skill. So if you do not planning to if you don't plan to using a mixed troop, definitely you want to use him as secondary. If you want to use him with archer or infantry or cavalry. I guess like for mix, if you want to run mixed troop, you could use him with Airto Flat as well, like Airto Flat and Lubu. Um, Still don't know who should. I think who should we put in the front first? Because both Lubu and Airto Flat, or they both have a debuff. One thing someone might want to test out is that if the defense reduction from Airto Flat stack with the defense reduction from Lubu, um, if Airto Flat and Lubu defense reduction stack, that's gonna be insane. uh, minus 50% defense. Yeah, I think they should be able to stack. The only thing is that Airto Flat skill only lasts for 3 seconds, right? 2 seconds. Oh, so 2 seconds. Like if you're using Airto Flat primary, it's not gonna be able to stack because it takes 2 seconds for the secondary commanders to catch the skill. So between Airto Flat and Lubu, maybe you want to use a Lubu as if you used Airto Flat as a primary, you can catch the skill very frequently. If you use Lubu as primary, you gonna have a little bit more, I would say a little bit more tanky, a little bit more tanky, a little bit more only. So yeah, like I'm not getting, I don't think I'm gonna be getting Lubu. I think because the bundle price is pretty steep. So as I can really test the pairing for the mixed troop. But I would say Airto Flat and Lubu could be a good pairing, or Barker Lubu could be a good pairing as well. For infantry, you can go with Alex Lubu, Richard Lubu. For carry, Saladin and Lubu here. And for archer, you can use Artemisia and Lubu, or Prince Edward and Lubu, I think. Anyway guys, I hope you guys find this video informative. Thanks for watching.